tremendous feeling for the sonority of the viola, didn't he? Can you describe his writing for that instrument?
It's actually quite comfortable, I must say. I'm not sure if he actually played the instrument himself, but obviously he had people surrounding him who played the instrument. I mean, for instance, Joachim, I think, played viola as well, and obviously he knew what he was doing. And I think Brahms is extremely important for viola players, his repertoire, and I'm not only talking about the two sonatas, but also the other arrangements that he made of the chamber works with other instruments, for example, the Clarinet Trio and the horn trio, where horn part is replaced by the viola, and other stuff. I mean, I've done the violin sonata for number 1, for example, and I mean, I'm sure it's possible to do the cello sonatas as well. I haven't done it yet.
Yes, it has been done.
I'm sure it has been done, yes.
And what would you say your favourite works by Brahms are? Even if you were playing in a quartet or you were playing in a trio, what would be those works that you would really relish playing?
It's really impossible to answer that, because I think I love all of them equally, because Brahms is one of those composers, I think quite a rare type, that has destroyed a lot of his own music, and he kind of thought that he wants to keep only the perfect works for us, for the future, and I mean, really, if you take any chamber piece or any sonata, there's nothing wrong about it. In a way, I could even say that Brahms is too complete sometimes. Sometimes there is no unfinished feeling to it. It's kind of perfect. You know that every note is there for the reason, and it's absolutely amazing.
And what does it require of you as a violist? Do you have to be quite a big player, in a sense, to tackle these pieces?
If we're talking about the solo pieces, I guess. I mean, some of them are really challenging. Leave the sonatas sort of aside, but for example, the Clarinet Trio is very challenging technically, because it's in some places it's just extremely uncomfortable because on the clarinet you play let's say some arpeggios and some passages, for example in the third movement of the trio, and on the viola it's just everything becomes, of course, kind of unnatural, and one has to step over it and bring the music out. In the clarinet quintet, they also was lucky to manage to record the clarinet part. There, it really changes the whole work, becoming a string quintet with an advanced viola part, and sometimes you really lose the viola sound completely in this
the texture.
Yeah, in the texture of string sound. But still, I mean, it exists, and I think it has a right to exist. It's been played really, really rarely, and normally preferred to be programmed with a clarinet, of course. I can honestly say, even being a passionate viola player, that it works much better on the clarinet. But still, it's nice to play. But with the trios, I think it's great. I think.
Yes, it works.
Yeah, it works.
You're also going to be playing the Scherzo from the FAE Sonata, which was written for Joseph Joachim. What do you feel about that piece? It's got a tremendous power to it, hasn't it?
Yes. I mean, of course, obviously, for those who know the music, there's so much energy and there's so much love that, in a way, maybe in some point is unexpressed maybe even in words. Sometimes Brahms kept his, from my point of view, sometimes he kept his love and his emotions inside, and it didn't mean that he didn't feel anything. And I think he was a bit reserved and afraid to step outside to the reality of love. And he obviously was much of a dreamer. And in the dolce moments of the scherzo, there's really a lot of love, and sort of not only love that we know from man to a woman, but love to life somehow. It's just so full of energy and spark, and the ta 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 ta, the rhythmical part. I think it's kind of maybe some kind of knocking, or maybe it's just the blood running. I don't know.
Yes.
You can find any kind of characteristics
Yes.
to it, but I think it's really one of the best pieces he wrote for the violin. And I'm mostly playing the violin part. I try to go up in the register as much as I can, and I think I manage in most of the places. But also I have the possibility to use the lower register, which violinists cannot do.
Yes, which in that
use
piece
this-
works very well,
exactly,
doesn't it?
yes. To use the C string, and I think it just expands the amount of the register.
And you obviously need a pianist, a very, very good pianist always,
Absolutely.
to play
Absolutely.
these pieces.
Yes.